Hi, this is my week 3 reflection on this week's readings. During this week's readings, I learned about dialogue and how it's used in the classroom. I learned that there are multiple purposes for the dialogue that is used in the classroom. It can help teachers with assessment and planning for the students in the class and can give the teacher an individual idea of where the students' learning abilities are. By engaging in conversations with their students, teachers will be able to get to know the students, which can help build bonds and develops respect between the teacher and the student. It also gives the teacher a chance to get to know the child on an individual basis. With the use of dialogue and engaging all students, even lower level students can become involved in the thinking that's going on, as well as in the dialogue that's going on in the discussions. They can become contributors. This can be helpful to help boost their confidence and give them feelings of value and belonging in the classroom community. Dialogue is also used in reading, and it transforms reading into an interactive experience by asking questions throughout the text of a book and discussing thoughts and opinions about the book. In Unit 1 and 2, in the Authors in the Classroom book, it got me some great ideas to use in my class with my 3 to 5-year-olds. I really enjoyed reading about all the poems and learning how simple they are to create. I also like the way it shows how to involve parents, which sometimes is not easy to do. By creating books or acrostics about themselves, it gives about themselves as well as their friends and family. It helps students develop respect, appreciation, and tolerance for others. In the other book, the One Child, Two Languages readings, I was aware that there were 2 types of settings for English language learners in the early childhood setting. I was not aware of the first language classroom, and I didn't know anything about it. And prior to learning that, I really was a proponent of more so a bilingual classroom to give the children the ability to use their first language as well as develop a second language. But now I can see how for young children it would be beneficial to be immersed in a classroom of their first language so that they can develop that language and lay the basis for the language that they'll be hearing and communicating with throughout their lives, and not jeopardizing their ability to gain those skills. In that chapter as well, it talked about how the languages are acquired. And I didn't know how many pieces it was that went together to form language. There's the phonology, which is the sound of language; vocabulary, which is the words of language; grammar, which is how the words go together to make sentences; discourse, which is how the sentences are used in conversations, stories, arguments, etc., and the pragmatics, which is the rules of language. Learning a second language can happen in 2 different ways, either through simultaneous acquisition, in which children are exposed to 2 languages from birth, or it is done sequentially, which is when children learn a second language after their first language has been established, and this usually happens when children start school.